welcome back to the ministry. I have a actual short word that I'm going to be releasing. I debated about releasing it, but it's been popping up, and I knew that this is the season. What's been happening, I'll say, for about, it's been happening about a month, I'll say. And when I think about it, around last year this time, what was her name? Shakara, Righteous Wives, released a word around the exact same time called The Invitation. And when she released that word, it wasn't but maybe a week later, my dad called me and said that the family was having a family reunion, and this was around July. And the reunion was going to be April 7th. So I prayed, and the Lord was showing me in dreams that I was going to be going to see the rest of my family. I didn't know at the time how, when, and what was going to happen in order to get me there, but at the most, I knew I had the money to be able to travel back to see my family. But I was trying to debate how I was going to get there and all that kind of stuff. So fast forward, here we are again. It's July, a year later. And people have been talking about and bringing back up Cinderella. Cinderella was, depending on which version, I love Brandy's, Rodgers and Hammerstein's version. I might watch that today just because I want. I might be going into my chill mode because after I do all this, because I still, oh Jesus Christ, I still got a lot of stuff to do. This ministry is not it. I got a podcast. I got a couple other channels that God has given me wisdom as to how to just even set them up. So I do what he says when he says to do it. Some people, I was listening to another minister the other day, and he was talking about, oh, you shouldn't have more than one channel if you can. You ain't got 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers. And I was like, I do what God says in the moment that he says it. And it was funny because the moment that the guy said that, he gave me an idea for another channel. I was like, or for a channel I already had that I hadn't done nothing with. I was like, oh, okay. So, with that being said, a lot of us are in a season where we're on the cusp of something. God is preparing to open a door. And the door may very well be the invitation. Last night, for the past 3-4 days, I've been seeing this promo for this film called The Invitation. I'm like, where did this come from? And it's a young woman on the front cover of the promo in a dress, and it's called The Invitation. I'm like, Dion Inez last year released a word. It was about last year or really early this year, like in January, late December. She released a word called One Night or something like that. It was about an invitation because she had a dream that she was invited somewhere, but she was not showing everybody the invite to where she was going because it was between her and the person that she was being invited to meet that night. Now, getting back to Cinderella. Megan Michelle released a word talking about Cinderella. Owe Tempo, what is her ministry? Journey to Purity. She released a word last year and brought up a few weeks ago, I think in her July release of her word, that there's going to be an invitation, a Cinderella type thing. And it's another young woman, I didn't even watch her ministry videos, and the video popped up on my screen talking about your Cinderella moment. So it's in the atmosphere. There's an invitation being prepared to be released. Now, with that being said, let's get into the trailer for this film. I want to tell you right now, I thought the movie was actual whimsical film until I watched the trailer. It's actually a horror movie. I was like, the film is a horror movie, but we gonna get past the horror part for the points that I saw in the trailer. Okay, just follow me. The trailer starts. It's a young woman who's living with her mother who are going through hard times. Think about Cinderella. Think about the fact that Cinderella was going through hard times with her father when stepmother came in. Now, she and her cousin are sitting on the couch, and she gets a message from this white guy, because she's actually mixed African American, and the guy is very Caucasian, that messages her. He said, "I'm your cousin from England, and I have an invitation for you." And she's like, "Really?" And her other cousin says, or I think he said her cousin or a friend says, "Maybe you should check it out." And she's like, eh. So the guy comes to where she is. Rebecca, Isaac scenario. He comes to where she is and they have lunch. When Rebecca in Genesis 24 met with the servant of Abraham, the servant came down. What did he do? He came, he met her, he gave her the rings and the bracelets, and where did they go? They went back to her parents' house and they had dinner, did they not? So she ends up having dinner. After having dinner, she goes and ends up agreeing. And guess what? Let me tell you this. It wasn't an invitation to a party. It was an invitation to a wedding. It was an invitation to a wedding. So she had to pack up and leave to go with this cousin of hers in order to meet the request. She gets there and she's like, well, this is amazing, because it was a phenomenal mansion, the crossover. When Rebecca was on the chariot being taken to go meet Isaac to his land, she saw at a distance where he lived. The man, when this woman gets out of her car, she meets a young man, and he's intriguing. She finds him interesting. She's like, "Oh, hi, how you?" And you could tell that there was an attraction there. And she's staying at the mansion, and that's when you begin to start to see the unraveling for the horror part of the story. We ain't going into that part. But what ends up happening is she's meeting the family and getting to know them. And she meeting family, friends, cousins, so on and so forth. And she's still wondering, who's the bride? Who's getting married? Because she done figured out that it's the guy that she met. And the guy's been dancing with her. He's been dancing with her. His interest was in her. And she's like, but who getting married though? I have yet to see this bride and groom. Who's getting married? And then it is announced that the man that she's been dancing with and spending time with was the groom. And he chose her to be his bride. I was like, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, what? Now, from that point forward, the movie went left. The movie trailer went left because it was trying to show you it was a horror movie. But up until that point, yeah. I said all that to say this. A lot of y'all better get ready. Dr. G released the word wasn't even a week ago. She said that be prepared because the servant is going to come to ask you to do something. And your answer is, I will serve. The invitation is being prepared. And that invitation, when it comes to you, be prepared. Because it's the one that's going to open the door for you to get where you've got to go. The young man in that promo represented the servant, just like Isaac. That the servant for Abraham's household came down to where she was. She ain't have to go where he was. He came to her. He said, are you coming to the wedding? I'm inviting you to the wedding. And she said, she ain't have nothing else better to do. She was like, okay, because she's figuring this is her cousin. So she's like, okay. That the guy himself was her cousin. So she's like, okay, let's go. The person, and I've been seeing this, OE Temple released the word like this, Journey to Purity said this. It's like, a lot of us are sitting there thinking, we got to go out, we got to be prepared, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to get dressed, we got to be it, we got to da. And God saying, no. When the time is right, I will bring the answer to your doorstep. When I first got here, it was about the first or second month I had been here, I had a dream. And I saw it twice. When you see things twice in a dream, it usually is a confirmation that there was going to be presents that were going to be delivered to the door. Matter of factly, I saw a woman who was traveling with me while I was walking. We walked up to this house and she picked up the package that was sitting on the front step. That you had the porch and then you had to walk around to the front door. She picked up the package, walked up the steps, went directly to the front door, rang the doorbell, and sat the package in the vestibule of the door so that the package was at the door. Lady Jeremiah released a word about maybe about 6 months ago where she said that the packages and the blessings are coming to your door. Your door. The invitation that is coming, it's coming to you. To you. You're not going to have to wait for it. You're not going to have to, no. It's going to come directly to you. Okay. So come to the understanding. The blessing is coming to you. The guy came and he took her to England. The place that you got to go, somebody's going to take you there. I already know that you guys going to have somebody do something because my hand is messed up. This is my dominant hand. I can't lift suitcases and stuff like that. I got bags. I have a bag. I have my equipment. I have my other stuff. I need somebody to help me carry. Even if I broke down my stuff and down to the essentials and only had the suitcase, still somebody's got to come and help me. So the servant is coming. The assistant's coming. Like Dr. G released the word like 2 months ago saying that God is sending the helper. When he comes, you have to be ready because you're going to have to go with him. When you get there, it's the preparation for the marriage. Meaning, once they got there, she met the man that would eventually have been her groom. She did not know this. She stayed there for I don't know how many days before they told her that was her man and that she was the one that was going to marry him. Now, that was unknown to her that the blessing was about to be on her. There's music, somebody is driving past. But, yeah, so the blessing was going to come to her. And even the music has a tendency to be on point. Even that lyric talking about the thing was coming directly to the person's house. Confirmation. So be prepared. The blessing is on this route. It's coming directly to you. The door is about to open. When it does, be prepared, because you're going to have to go. The words have been coming. The confirmations have been coming. The signs have been coming. The invitation is about to be here. When you get where you're going, some of y'all going to be getting married within a matter of days. Within a matter of days. The bride, my ladies, is you. The bride that you wondering when you get there who's getting married is you. So that's my word. I hope it blessed you. Much love, faith, peace, and blessings. Until next time. Bye-bye.